As you keep your breath going into into your lower abdominals, as though the abdominal muscles are breathing with you. Make sure that they are relaxed on your inhale so that they can receive the breath. And then feel the back of your lower torso also breathing with you. Again, feeling the feeling of your back muscles taking a breath. Feel that feeling of your back actually receiving your inhale as the back muscles relax. And for right now, just let the exhale be fairly passive. Really work on a strong, long inhale. And on your next in-breath, start to move your awareness out to the sides of the lower belly. So really everything below the belly button is also breathing with you. And then everything above the belly button and underneath your ribs. So a large space, right, from the pelvic cavity up to the abdominal cavity. Expanding now to the sides. So that as you inhale, you feel, again, this feeling of the sides of your torso and the muscles that support the sides of your torso also breathing with you, also receiving the breath and relaxing in order to receive the inhale. And now see if you can put all three of those together. On your next inhale, expand into the front of the lower body, the front of the pelvis and the back of the pelvis, the front of the belly and the back of the belly, the sides, the left side and the right side of your lower torso, lower waistline. Feel the muscles, all of your muscles relaxing in order to permit the breath to come in and to happen, to expand. And then hold in that fullness for a moment at the top of your inhale. Feel how the breath, the inhale side of your breath, facilitates stretch, facilitates opening, as though you are stretching your body out from the inside. Do that much again. Take an exhalation that's maybe a little stronger this time. And again, inhale into the pelvic cavity, the abdominal cavity, the front and the back, and both sides of your pelvis and your abdomen. Hold at the top of your inhale. Feel fully expanded. And while you're holding that in-breath, feel the feeling of expansion within the body. Again, as though the inhale were stretching you out from the inside. When you're ready, relax your hold and take a strong exhalation. We're going to do this just one more time. Inhale deeply into the lower abdomen, into the front of the pelvis. Inhale into the back of the abdominal pelvic cavity, the back of the pelvis, the lower back, that space between the back of your pelvis and your back ribs. Expanding also to the sides of your lower torso. Hold your in-breath for as long as you can. Feel that feeling of being supported from the inside with your inhalation. And release with a strong exhale. Good. On your next inhale, inhale deeply into the belly, and on your exhalation, bring just your right knee into your chest. Your left leg is extending below you. The left leg is straight, but we're not stressing out the left leg, so if it wants to bend a little bit, let it do that. And if the back feels more comfortable with your left foot flat on the floor with the knee definitely bent, please feel free to go there as well. Take an inhale deeply into the, the front of your rib cage. And then below that into the same area we're focusing on today. So deeply that your belly expands up into your right thigh. Feel your back ribs and the back of the lower belly also engaging to move deeply into the floor. Hold your in-breath there. And when you're ready, exhale, release the in-breath, draw your knee closer to your chest. And maybe we root down if the left foot is on the floor, you root down to the left foot. Otherwise, root down to the back of your left leg if your left leg is straight. Now bring your right knee over to your right armpit. Take a few breaths in that same way here. Expanding more to the right side of the lower waistline and into the right side of your rib cage. Expanding so deeply that you feel like your ribs are about to touch your right thigh. Maybe they really are touching your right thigh. Hold at the top of your inhale. Feel how the held inhale is stretching you out, supporting openness, expansion. And in the exhalation, draw the navel in, hollow everything out. Draw your right knee closer to your right armpit. Bring your leg back, your knee back over your chest and extend your right leg all the way up to the sky now. Knee may be over the hip right now. As you exhale, try to get your right toes to move a little further over your head so that your gaze as you look up is at your right toes. Your left leg is still strongly engaging down without tension. And again, at any point in time, you could bring your left foot to the floor. Take an inhale here, flex your right foot. Exhale, point your toes. Keep your toes spreading as you point. Inhale, flex the right foot. Exhale, straighten out your toes so that your toes point upward. One more time, flex even more. As you exhale, point through the toes. Keep the toes spreading. Bring the leg in even closer to your chest as you engage your abdominals strongly. Good. Now take an inhale to open your right leg all the way out to the right. Bring your right hand up so that when you are ready to, you can rest your right outer shin in your right hand. Keep rooting down through your left leg and reach your left arm out to the left side. Inhale into your right inner thigh and start to circle the foot around this time through the ankle. Reverse the circle, take it in the opposite direction. Make sure your left glutes are on the floor. And now take one more deep breath in and hold the breath, right? So that breath that we've established, lower abdominals, pelvic cavity, and now breathing into the right hip socket. Hold your in-breath. Feel the support of that fullness. And when you are ready, letting go of the fullness, bringing your right leg back up on your exhalation, back up over your right hip. Bend your right knee now, take your left hand to the outside of your left thigh, right thigh, and slowly coax your knee over to the left. You may want to bend your lower leg as well here. We are not forcing this twist. We're gonna do a lot of bringing out today, so please just know that this is a warm-up for everything that is about to come. Your knees, either your top knee is bent and your lower leg is still straight, or you can bend both knees, but we are rolling over so that we can feel the left hip bone rooting down into the ground. Please take an inhale into the space that we have been talking about, and then even further up into the ribs. Hold your in-breath. Feel the fullness stretching you out from the inside. Exhale, ring out and go just a little further. Roll onto your back again. Inhale, extend the right leg back up to the sky. And with a strong exhale, lower your right leg all the way back down to the floor. When your right heel touches, take your inhale. Exhale, bring your left knee in, clasp your hands around the left shin, or even the back of your left thigh. Deep inhale into your ribs now, as well as the lower belly. So we're going to keep that lower belly breath going, even if I don't mention it. Expand the lower abs upward. Expand your ribs upward. Hold your inhale here. Exhale, deflate, and draw the knee in a bit closer to your chest. Bring the left knee over to the left armpit. You can let your right arm rest on the floor now. Remember, you can have your right foot on the floor with your right knee bent. Wrap your elbow, if possible, around the left outer thigh, outer shin, and draw the left knee in a bit closer to your left armpit. Take an inhale into the left side of your body, left side of lower waistline, left side of rib cage. Expand so deeply that you expand to touch your left inner thigh. Hold your in-breath. Feel this internal stretch. Feel how the muscles, the extrinsic muscles, have to relax as you hold in that fullness to receive this stretch. Exhale, bring the knee in closer. And then bring that leg back in. Extend your left leg up to the sky. Extend your heel toward the ceiling. On your exhale, pull the toes a bit closer to the wall behind you. Your leg is as straight as you can get it. We're not weight bearing here, so you can straighten out that leg a little more than maybe you would if you were standing on it. Your quads are strong. Your abs are engaging every time you exhale. Inhale up the back of your left leg. And exhale, pull the toes over your head. Now, again, we're going to inhale and flex. Sending the stretch up the back of the leg. Exhale and point, spreading your toes out. Inhale, flex. Keep the toes pulling over your head as well. And exhale, point, reaching your toes, the tips of your toes toward the ceiling. Inhale, flex again. And exhale, point. Keeping the toes pointed, toes spreading and pointed, good. Bring the toes back, even closer to that back wall behind your head. Abs are engaging, right glutes stay on the floor. Feel your quads are strong, both legs, right? Take one final inhale here. One more exhale to see if you can go a little bit further. And then bring the left leg over to the left. Bring your left hand up so that you can gently place the left outer shin in your left hand. Your right arm is reaching to the right. Your right glutes are on the floor. Right quadriceps are strongly pushing right thigh bone down into the ground. You can also bend your right knee and point your right knee to the right side, which will increase the stretch actually on the left inner thigh here. Please make sure that you are breathing. Really focus on your inhale today. We're going to let the exhale be strong, but really focus on the inhale and the hold. Holding in the left hip socket this time. Feel how that expansion into your left hip sends this message to your left hip muscles to relax and receive. Good. Let's slowly coax on your left. Next exhalation, the left leg up over the left hip again. Bend your left knee. Take your right hand to the outside of your left shin and left thigh and roll all the way onto your right hip bone. You can bend your right knee as well here. Reach your left arm out to the left, open the chest. Draw your left sit bone closer to your left knee. Turn your head to look over your left shoulder if you'd like to. This is an intense stretch at any point in time, so please remember this is our warm-up. This is our way of uncovering tension in the body right from the very beginning, noticing where it is without trying to force it out by wringing out too far too fast. So just notice where you're at right now and where you're feeling that resistance to this mobilization exercise. Send more breath to that place. Hold your inhale, hold your attention there. Remind your outer musculature to relax around this intrinsic expansion. And on your exhale, release and wring out a little further. Not because you're forcing it, but because we just allowed our back muscles to let go of a little tension. Roll onto your back again, extending your left leg straight up to the sky as you inhale. Activate both legs here. And with a strong exhale, release your left heel very slowly back down to the floor. When your left heel touches the ground, take your inhale. And as you exhale now, bring both knees into your chest. Huge breath into the abdominal pelvic cavity, the front and the back on both sides. Huge hold, really, really hold for, and feel, if you don't feel completely full, take a second inhale. Holding for as long as you can. Feel what that does for your back muscles. As you exhale, release, empty out, and draw the knees in closer to your chest. Draw both knees toward the armpits, taking right hand to right shin, left hand to left shin. Turn your heels in a little bit more, and use your hands with a little bit of strength here, not resting our entire arm strength on, or arm weight on our shins, but gently coax the shins open more, turn your heels in more, turn your toes out more. Take a huge inhale into the sides of your torso. Hold your in-breath. Feel the stretch, feel the fullness and how the fullness supports openness. And on your exhalation, bring your knees in a little closer to your armpits. Good, and then just roll over to your right side, stacking your knees. Take an inhale to bring your left arm and open it to the left. And as you stack your knees now, inhale, open your chest. Hold your in-breath again. Take a second inhale to wherever there is tension. Hold for a second time. Exhale, ring out. Inhale one more time like that. Deep inhalation. Please relax your jaw and your teeth, your forehead. There's no need for tension. Hold the in-breath. Take a second inhale. We know there's more room, so inhale a second time without exhaling. Hold again. Exhale and ring out while exhaling. Inhale the knees back up over your hips. Exhale, draw the knees in once again to your armpits. Take an inhale, rock side to side a moment, and then exhale, roll over to your left side. Stack both knees. Bring the knees in fairly close. Arms are reaching out from the chest. Take your inhale into your back body. Hold your in-breath. Try to relax your shoulders. We're not holding tension by holding the breath. You can relax around your held in breath. Take a second inhale if you haven't already. Hold again. And strong exhalation to just ring out. Inhale, expand. Hold. Take a second inhale toward any resistance or tension that you feel. Hold again. Exhale, bring out, let go. Inhale the knees back up. Back up to center. Extend both legs straight out to the side. Oh, and I forgot to do that rolling through the ankle on the left foot, so let's do that now. Someday I'm going to teach a perfect class, but not today. Go ahead and reverse the circle, take it in the opposite direction. And then go ahead and just shake out both feet and shake out both legs. Extend both legs up to the sky with a little half point, half flex now. Your toes are spreading. The heels are reaching up. The inner edges of your feet are reaching up toward the sky. Feel that activation through the inner thighs. And as you exhale, without using your arms, so you maybe want to turn your palms up, start to scoop the pelvis off the floor here. Bringing your legs even closer to your chest. Shoulders are down away from your ears, and the backs of your shoulders are on the ground. Or if you happen to still be, in bed on your mattress. So with the backs of your shoulder blades pushing down, the backs of your shoulders pushing down and your shoulder blades descending into the ground, notice how you're feeling more core engagement there. Palms are facing up. Take a strong exhalation. Keep pushing the backs of your shoulders into the ground. Allow your shoulder blades to sink into the earth. Take another inhale now into your back more than the belly because the belly is working a bit. Hold your in-breath. Exhale and go further. Pull the toes further over your head. Good, feel the stretch on your hamstrings again. Take one final inhale here. Exhale, lay the back of the pelvis back down to the floor. Extend your legs forward for as long as you can. You're gonna get to a point where it feels like it'll be too much on your back. Please don't go any further than that. At that point, please bend your knees and place your feet flat to the floor. Take an inhale and notice how much circulation is moving through your legs right now, through the belly, through the internal organs. Always a good idea. Inhale to extend your spine. Exhale to scoop the pelvis up. Inhale, extend the spine again. Exhale, scoop the pelvis off the floor. Press the lumbar and lower thoracic spine into the ground. One more time. Inhale to extend. And exhale to engage your abdominals. Scoop the pelvis up. Notice that your pelvis can rise independently of your lumbar spine. And then from there, inhale, peel the rest of your spine off the floor, one vertebra at a time. As you exhale, lower your spine back down to the floor. Take your time with it. Maybe we take 2 exhales, right? Maybe we just keep the exhale going and stay empty as we finish. Landing, once you land on the sacrum, take your inhale. Exhale, scoop the sacrum up. Press the small of your back down. It takes a lot of ab strength, and if you root down through your feet, you'll also feel that extra engagement. Inhale, peel the spine up. Please keep the backs of your shoulders down. And exhale, roll down. Roll the upper spine down first and the shoulder blades. Then roll your mid-thoracic spine down and your back ribs, the rest of your back ribs, and then roll your lower thoracic and your lumbar spine down, and then allow your sacrum to touch down. Inhale. One more time. Exhale, scoop pelvis up. Point sit bones toward your knees. Abs are strong, root down through your feet. Inhale, peel the lumbar, lower thoracic, mid, and upper thoracic off the floor. Get a little higher into your back bend. And a strong exhalation to roll everything slowly back down, mobilizing your spine. Once your pelvis finally touches down, take your inhale. Walk your heels in a little bit closer. Exhale, scoop the pelvis up. Go ahead and push your hands down to help you push your feet down, engage your core. Now inhale to peel the rest of your spine up. We're going to hold in this position this time. Walk your arms underneath you a little more. Push down through the palms. Take another inhale and hold your inhale this time. As you exhale, exhale out through the mouth. Root down more through the palms, root down more through the soles. One more deep breath in. Please allow your belly to rise. Keep the legs active. Keep those glutes lifting so that you're not using your lower back here, or overusing it, I should say. Hold your in-breath. And exhale, slowly roll down, deflate. And make sure again that you are taking your time and noticing the way that you are placing your spine back down to the mat. Once you land, take your inhale. And exhale to just let it all sink down into the earth. Good. Pick up your right foot, and this time you're going to cross your right ankle to the top of your left thigh. Your right knee will point away from you. Take an inhale in this position. And as you exhale, we're going to roll over to the right again and bring the right outer thigh to the floor. Okay, or get somewhere close. Your right foot is active. You're not on the top of your foot here. You're on the edge of your foot. Now reach your left arm over to the left. Do make sure that the top of the back of your pelvis is not pinching up towards your spine. So you can even with your left hand, you can even take your left thumb, find the top of the back of your pelvis and traction it away from your back ribs. When you do that, your right outer thigh will get closer to the floor. And of course, we're going to take that pinching out of the lower back. Take an inhale into the stretch. Hold your inhale. Please relax all of the tension around that held inhale so that what you're feeling is relaxation, receiving the in-breath, receiving that support from the inner body. And as you exhale, keep the sit bones drawing towards your knees. Keep the back of the top of the back of your pelvis moving away from your back ribs. And now turn your head to look over your left shoulder as you push down with this right outer thigh. See how close your left ear can get to the floor. And notice how this is now bringing out, so if you're never going to look over your left shoulder, now is the one time to do it because this really gets into your upper back. You can actually feel mobilization of your upper back as well. Push down through the left shoulder blade as strongly as you can. Keep your right outer thigh moving down into the floor. Take one more full breath in. Let your breath expand into the stretch, into the resistance. Hold the in-breath, relax the resistance while you're holding your in-breath. And as you exhale, push down more through the right outer thigh. Move down more with your left shoulder blade. Bring your left ear even closer to the ground. And slowly rise up, bringing it back to center. Inhaling here. Noticing the difference between the left side of your back and the right side. And now roll over to the left side. Keep your legs the way we have them. Step the right foot to the floor. Take a hold of your right shin with your left hand, right at the base of the shin, and root down. Take an inhale, open the chest here. Keep your chest open. Reach down, though, with your right hand to take a hold of your left foot, the top of your foot. Open your chest toward the sky. Hold your in-breath. Full inhale and then hold. As you exhale, engage in a strong exhalation. Engage your left glutes, engage your left hamstrings. Engage your lower abdomen. Move your lumbar spine as close to the floor as possible here. Feel the stretch on your left quadriceps. Feel a release in your back. Take a final breath like that. Deep inhalation and hold it. Please inflate your belly. Please allow that to happen. No one is watching you. No one cares. And by the way, you will deflate in a moment. This is not a lasting condition. It is so, so, so good for you, though. It's so good for your internal organs. When you are ready to exhale, exhale strongly. Pull the left knee more toward the top of your mat. Hug your inner thighs asymmetrically toward each other. Press down to the outer knee. You're also going to feel your left glutes and your left hamstrings engaging to deepen the stretch on your left quads. Good. And now we're going to take the right knee and point it to the left. But you're going to bring, I need to scoot over a little bit more here. You're going to bring your left foot, your right foot to the top of your left thigh. And then if possible, extend now your right leg straight. If that is not possible, maybe extend it a little straighter than you have it already, so that you have access to this right thigh bone. Take your left hand to your right thigh bone, and now push your right thigh bone into your left hand. Turn your head to look over your right shoulder. And as you exhale, push even more so that you feel a longer line of energy, a longer stretch there in lower back right side. Take an inhale into that and hold it. Remember, we're not tensing up around the hold, we are relaxing around the hold. Keep pushing your thigh bone into your left hand. Feel a stretch on your the left side of your neck as well. Take another final exhale, ring out one more time. Really push, thigh bone into hand. Feel that elongation through right side. Draw your right sit bone toward your right knee even more. Very nice, everybody. Good. Go ahead and roll back onto your cat. And notice how you're feeling here. Lots of energy running through the body. Yoga is about removing blocks in our pathway, removing obstacles that get in the way of our own potential. As we remove those obstacles, right, we are met with kind of this new body, this new feeling, this new generation of energy. So please notice that as well. Now let's do that same series on the left side. You're going to bring your left ankle to the top of your right thigh. The outer ankle is going to rest there. The left knee points away from you. Take an inhale into this stretch across the pelvis. Same breathing that we've been doing, inflating the pelvic cavity, inflating into the abdominal cavity. Hold the in-breath. As you exhale, roll over so that your left outer thigh comes to the ground. And to the best of your ability, you're still on the sole of your right foot. Now, right away, notice that there might be some pinching in your lower back because the back of the pelvis might be tilting up. So take your thumbs, tilt the pelvis down, pull the top of the back of your pelvis away from your lower ribs. Good, and then root down to the sole of your right foot, root down to the outer thigh of your left leg. Reach your right arm out, bring your right shoulder blade down to the ground. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, turn your head to look over your right shoulder. Keep rooting down to the left outer thigh. You're going to feel this opening the right inner groin, the left inner groin and the left inner hip flexor, or the inside of the left hip, I should say. As you turn your head to look even more to the right, and as the right shoulder blade descends into the ground, feel this release of tension, this wringing out in the upper back as well. Inhale into all of that and hold your inhale. Relax your body around the held inhale. Receive the support of this inhale as though the inhale were stretching you out from the inside. Exhale, push down more through the outer thigh, root down more through the sole of your right foot. Turn your head even more to the right and right shoulder blade roots down into the ground. Pull the sit bones away from your shoulder blades. Sit bones are pointing toward the knees. Inhale, come back up to where we were a moment ago. Gaze at the ceiling for this next one. Arms are out. Roll over so that the sole of your left foot comes to the floor. Take a hold of the base of your left shin with your right hand. Reach down and let's open first, right? Let's make sure the chest really is open. Keep your chest open, but reach down and take a hold of the top of your right foot with your left hand. If that's not happening, don't worry about it. Just draw the heel in close to your glutes. We are in a back bend or a spinal extension here. This is a beautiful opportunity to inflate your belly. Inflate all the way down into the pelvic cavity as you exhale. Engage your glutes, your hamstrings. Draw the knee closer to the floor, the right one. Meanwhile, the sole of your left foot is rooting down. And we're keeping the left heel in fairly close by holding on to the base of the left shin with the right hand. You can even push down to the elbows a bit here to increase the engagement of your back muscles while the belly is breathing. Now add that hold. Take a huge inhale, inflate the belly fully. Hold your in-breath. Exhale, release. Please make sure there's no tension in your jaw, your teeth, the forehead, the temples, the root of your tongue, your eyes, anywhere else you could be holding on to tension. Once you're exhaling, engage your left glutes, left hamstrings, bring left knee closer to the ground. I'm sorry, right. All of that should have been on the right. Feel the right quadricep stretching here. Feel the release of tension through the hips again. Take one final inhale. See if you can point your left knee a little further away from you, so we're not letting the left knee cave in, which pinches up that left hip area. Keep it drawing away. Hold the in-breath. And exhale to release. Good. Now roll over to your right even more. Point the knee open. Check and make sure that you're fine there. If you can go a little further, extend the top leg straight. Take a hold of the top, the hamstrings of your left leg with your right hand. Now you're going to turn and look over your left shoulder. The left shoulder blade descends. The left ear gets closer to the ground. Make sure your left shoulder isn't hunched up around your left ear. Push your left thigh into your right hand. Take the entire back of that pelvis again away from your lower ribs. The moment you push down instead of try to pull in, you'll definitely feel this stretch, right? And that's what we want to feel, decompression there, not compression. Inhale into back body, lower back left side this time. Hold your in-breath. Keep pushing your left thigh into your right hand. Again, inhale. Hold the in-breath. Push your thigh bone into your hand. Feel the stretch on the right side of your neck as well. One more breath like that. Don't stop pushing that thigh bone into your hand. Feel the stretch here. Make sure you're also tractioning left sit bone points toward left knee, the back of the left knee. Feel that nice length. Breathe into the length. Hold the in-breath. Good, and release. Nice job. Roll onto your back again. Both feet flat to the mat. Please notice how you're feeling in this moment. Notice all of that increased circulation running through your legs, especially your left leg, running through your spine and filling the belly with greater circulation as well. Feeding all those internal organs with much needed fresh oxygen. What's really great is when you can start to breathe here all the time, because then we're not holding our internal organs rigidly. I don't know, I think, you know, in the 80s, we heard that it was good to always keep our abs strong, but that was the 80s. That was like, what, 40 years ago? A long time ago. We've evolved since then. We know that this belly breathing is so good for us on so many levels, right? So find that deep belly breathing again. Hold the in-breath. As your belly expands, let your lower back sink into the ground as well. Take a second inhale into the lower back. Without exhaling, take a third inhale into the sides of your lower waistline. Good, and as you exhale, bring both knees into your chest again. Rock it side to side. Rolling from one side over to the other so that one elbow touches down. And then we roll to the other side and the other elbow touches down. The knees are in close to the chest. Now reach your arms out and keep that going so that now our arms are not helping. Bring your shins closer to the floor or even touching. So right shin might touch the floor as your knees point to the right. Bring it up. And then the left shin may touch the floor as you move your knees to the left. Mobilizing the spine again. One more time to each side. This should just feel really good. Feeling the symbiotic relationship between your inner strength and mobilization. Now bring your knees further away from your chest so that you begin to rock your knees across the back of the pelvis. And now as you bring your knees over your hips, take an inhale, exhale the knees over to the right, not letting your shins touch on purpose. Rather, let your shins, your knees, just hover there. Draw the left shoulder blade down into the ground. Take an inhale into the left side of your body. Exhale, engage your core strongly and bring your knees slowly up over your hips again. Inhale when the knees come into center. Exhale, both knees over to the left. Your legs are not going to touch the floor. They're hovering. Inhale into the stretch. Shoulder blades stay on the mat. Exhale, engage first. Engage in emptying out, and then bring your knees up over your hips. Inhale at center. If this is too much, bring your toes to the floor and do the same thing. If it's not enough, extend your left leg to the sky. Exhale, both legs over to the right slowly. Keep your legs hovering, both shoulder blades stay on the floor. Exhale, engage. Empty out. And move. Switch sides, bending your right knee, extending your left, extending your right leg, bending your left knee. Or remember, both toes can be on the floor or knees bent. Exhale over to your left. Hold your in-breath there. And when you're ready to exhale, engage your abdominals. Draw navel in and bring both legs back up. Please do this one more time to each side. Holding the pose as you inhale at center. Exhale over to the right slowly without dropping your legs. Your shoulder blades just stay on the floor. You're holding as you inhale and you're holding your in-breath here for at least a moment. When you're ready to exhale, find that intrinsic engagement and then move your legs. The slower the better. One more time to the left side. When you're moving to the left, you're exhaling. Once you get there, you're holding. Take an inhale while you're holding the pose. Hold your in-breath while you're holding the pose. When you're ready to exhale, engage. Plug into your inner integrity. Move the legs fluidly, gracefully over your hips again. Gaze is at center. Good, and then bend both knees. Place the toes, just the tips of your toes, to the ground or to your mat. Take an inhale here. Don't point too much, or you're gonna give yourself a little Charlie horse in your feet. Just pads of the toes really to the floor. Draw both knees over to the right. Inhale, both knees up. And exhale, both knees over to the left. One more time, inhale, both knees up. Exhale to the right. See how much range of motion you have. Inhale, knees up, and exhale to the left. Let's do 3 more, because we always do 3 of everything. I'm sorry, 1 more, so that we're doing 3 of everything. Knees over to the right. Inhale, knees up, and exhale over to the left. But this time we'll bring the knees up and roll everything over to the right so that we're on our right side body. Bring your right ribs to the floor. Bring your right arm out from underneath you. In fact, if you have a pillow here, put a pillow underneath your head so that it takes that pressure off of the right shoulder, and then just pull your right shoulder out from underneath your torso a little bit more here. Yeah, so that pillow will come in handy if you have one. Meanwhile, your knees are pointing toward the right side of the room. Your left arm will come up. Take an inhale here. Exhale, bring your left arm over your left ear, touching your left thumb to the ground. Then from there, turn your left palm face up. Shoulders always slow down through that movement. So as you slow down, because you do really need to watch the shoulder, right? Sometimes we just sleep on the shoulder funny. If you've been watching Netflix a lot, you tend to, right? So just slowly circle through the shoulder socket, circling the arm bone through the shoulder girdles to massage and to lubricate and to maybe coax some of that tension and tightness out of the shoulder. Eventually, you're going to bring your arm over to the left. You're going to keep your chest facing the right, though. So that's just your arm and maybe your left shoulder blade that starts to move more to the left. And again, this is for your middle back. This is to target the middle of your spine. So we're not letting the knees kind of move up off the floor here. The knees stay in close. And they're tracking down. The left arm reaches over, but your chest is still facing the right. The left shoulder blade is moving closer to the ground. Inhale into this stretch. Middle back, middle spine, middle ribs. Hold your inhale. This should feel really good. As you exhale, try to get the back of your left hand to touch the floor if it hasn't already. Draw the left shoulder away from your left ear. Left shoulder blade gets closer to the ground as well. It won't touch, but it will get closer. But now rotate your arm in the opposite direction. So from the left side, bring it all the way up and over. And slowly around. 2 more times in this direction. And slowly around. And 1 more time. Good. And then bring your left hand onto your right hand. Draw your knees in close. Bend your elbows. Then we're just going to take a little fetal position here for a moment. Elbows are going to push into your knees gently. Knees will push into your elbows gently. Your abs will be working a bit, and your lower back should be stretching. Take an inhale into your lower back, lower spine. Hold that in-breath. Second inhalation, puff up the lower back even more. Please make sure you're not clenching up your jaw. Exhale, release. And bring your knees and your elbows away from each other. We're going to do this 2 more times. Deep breath in. Exhale, push elbows into knees, knees into elbows. Really push. Feel how that stretches out your lower back. I'm not tensing up in the shoulders though, not the face, just the abs. And it's not tension, right? It's intrinsic support. Take an inhale and hold the breath. Inhale into your back. Keep pushing elbows into knees, knees into elbows. Second inhale into your lower back. Hold again. Feel the stretch and release. Knees and elbows come away from each other. Doesn't that feel good? Take one final deep breath in here. Exhale, bring the knees and the elbows together. Push elbows into knees, knees into elbows. Feel core engage. Inhale to back body. Not just into your lower back this time, but into your floating ribs and your upper back ribs. Take a second inhalation, fill all of that space up. Hold again. Really push elbows into knees, knees into elbows as you're holding your in-breath. And release. Good. Roll over to the opposite side. So that you are now rolling onto your left side body. Take the pillow underneath your left ear. And take your left shoulder out from underneath your torso. Your knees are in fairly close here. Good. And then you're going to, once again, let's start with the right arm reaching up. Make sure that the shoulder is really reaching out from underneath you. So your left shoulder blade is actually moving away from the left side of your spine. But now take an inhale, right arm comes up. Exhale, right arm over your right ear toward the back of the room. Your thumb is going to point down. If you can touch the thumb to the floor, great. Then turn your palm face up and slowly begin to move your right arm through the shoulder. Do that 2 more times as slowly as you can. Each time reaching a little further and making the circumference of the circle wider. Tracing and retracing the circle. Good, to look for greater range of motion. Now this time, let's go ahead and bring it over all the way to the right. We are going to keep our chest open to the left. Both knees are pointing left. Take a huge inhale. As you exhale, reach your right arm more to the right. Draw the right shoulder blade toward the ground. It won't touch this time. Push your left ear into your pillow or into the floor and see how close the back of your right hand can get to the ground. Notice the stretch here. Take an inhale, and this time hold your inhale in that middle back, middle spine, middle rib cage area. Exhale to ring out and bring the back of your right hand maybe all the way down to the ground. Inhale again, deep breath in. Into the stretch. Push down with your left ear. Hold your inhale. Feel the stretch on the front of your anterior deltoid as well here. The front of your right shoulder should be feeling really, really good. Exhale, release. Good. Sweep the arm up in the opposite direction now, up over your head first. And then over. And then up and around. And over. And opening up. Full range of motion to the best of your ability. And then reach your right arm as far to the left wall as possible. Plant your right palm on your left. Hold here, take a breath here. Knees again are still in really close. Elbows come into your knees, and now we're in a fetal position. Take a full breath in this position. As you exhale, push your elbows into your knees, push your knees into your elbows. Feel your core engage. And feel how that supports lengthening out and releasing tension in your lower back. Take an inhale into that stretch. Keep pushing elbows into knees, knees into elbows. Take a second inhale without exhaling and hold again. And exhale through the mouth, release everything. 2 more times. Inhale deeply. Exhale, push elbows into knees, knees into elbows. Hollow out your lower core. Once you're empty, take a huge inhale into back body. Hold. Second inhalation without exhaling. Hold again. Unclench your face. Unclench any muscles that are clenching up. Exhale through the mouth and release. One more time. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, push elbows into knees, knees into elbows. Hollow out the abdomen. Make sure that as the abs are strong, you're pushing that opening into the back body so that as you take your next inhale, you're inhaling mostly into your back. Moving the inhale all the way up the back of your torso now. Keep pushing elbows into knees, knees into elbows. The abs are still strong. Take a second inhalation, hold again. And release. Great work. Keep that pillow there if you would like to and roll onto your back. Once you are on your back, take an inhale. Bring the soles of your feet together and start to bring the knees open. If the pillow, like for me, this is too large for my neck, so I'm just going to take the pillow out. You may have a more comfortable pillow, so you can keep using that. But now we're in Supta Baddha Konasana. Notice how there is that little tendency to let the back overarch here. This is a spinal extension, but we don't want to pinch the lower back. So lift your glutes up for a moment, push the soles of your feet together, take your thumbs again, take them on the back of the pelvis and pull the back of your pelvis away from the back ribs. As you place the back of your pelvis down, also place your lumbar spine down. Notice how the knees are up high. We're going to change that in a sec, but for right now, keep it that way. Your lumbar spine is on the floor, your thoracic spine is on the floor. Now open your knees up. Let your sacrum stay on the floor, the back of the pelvis. Go only as far as you can without letting your back overarch. So you will find neutral spine. You will be able to allow your lumbar spine to come off the floor a little bit, but it's not this overarching thing, right? As we let the knees just flop open, the back overarches. Right. Find that neutral or middle ground. Only lowering the knees as much as you can without pinching up your lower spine. Feel the top of the back of your pelvis tractioning away from your back ribs. Breathe and hold your in-breath. The same breath that we established. Lower belly, front of pelvis, back of pelvis, lower back, sides of lower waistline, and sides of pelvis. All taking that breath with you. Hold the in-breath. And exhale to lengthen out the exhale and to maybe increase the stretch by allowing your both outer thighs to draw your knees closer to the floor. One more time, deep breath in. Hold your in-breath, relax your face, your shoulders, your neck. Feel how the outer body needs to relax around this inner stretch. Take a second inhale into all of that relaxation. Expand even more fully. And release. Take the hands to your outer thighs. Bring your knees toward each other. Inner knees touching. Leave your feet there. Turn your head side to side. Massaging out the cervical spine as well. While you are turning your head side to side, please become more aware of the rest of your spine. If you're overarching, let the top of the pelvis move away from the lower ribs again. And from the vantage point of your mind's eyes, look at your spine and see if you can actually see your entire spine with your mind's eye. Do one more rotation to each side. Bring your gaze back up to center. Keep the inner edges of your feet together, the inner knees together, the inner thighs together. Hug everything in so strongly that you feel your inner thighs engaging, and pull the sit bones towards your knees. Pull the top of the back of your pelvis away from your lower ribs again. Traction out your lower back. Do so with a little abdominal strength and a lot of inner thigh, inner shin strength. 2 more breaths here. Remember, we hold. Inhale, hold. Second inhale, hold again. Squeeze inner thighs together, inner knees, inner shins. Feel even your inner glutes engaging. And exhale, release. Extend your legs immediately out into a wide open star position. Feel all of the circulation moving through your body. Turn your palms face up in the mudra of receptivity. And with your palms face up, fold your thumbs in and fold your fingers in toward each other so that you are creating a little vessel with both hands. As you make your hands into 2 vessels, begin to breathe as though you're breathing to fill up these vessels with breath. So your gaze is at your palms now. Directing your inhale into the palms of your hands. Concentrating the prana into the palms. Concentrating your attention at your palms as well. Now remember that we've all heard this, we've heard this since the 90s, that wherever, again, that's already 30 years ago, but we've heard that saying, right? Wherever your mind goes, energy follows. Take your mind to your palms. Take your breath to your palms. Let your energy follow so that the energy concentrates in the palms. And once you feel any evidence of that in the way of tingling or heat, maybe even you may even feel cold, you may see some light or some color being generated there, held there. Right, and you at that point can bring your hands up and place them over your palms. So, place your palms over your eyes. Take the pinky edges of your hands and hug them in close to the bridge of the nose so that you are shutting out all external light here. Where your pinky fingers are touching at the forehead, let that remind you to bring your attention back to your third eye. And from that vantage point now, please turn your gaze downward and look at your entire spine. Look for the inner light now that you have shut out all external light. And use this light as an agent of transformation. Moving this inner light to whatever part of your body needs a little regeneration, rejuvenation. I'm going to end the practice today with an excerpt from Sri Aurobindo's book. This is from chapter 1, Life and Yoga. There are two necessities of nature's workings which seem to intervene in the greater forms of human activity. Whether these belong to our ordinary fields of movement or seek those exceptional spheres and fulfillments which appear to us as high and divine. Every such form tends toward a harmonized complexity and totality, which breaks apart into various channels of special effort and tendency, only to unite once more in a larger and more puissant synthesis. Every form tends toward a harmonized or a balanced complexity, which breaks apart into various channels of effort and tendency, and then unites once again in a larger and more powerful synthesis. We break down to build back up. Secondly, development into forms is an imperative rule of effective manifestation. Yet, all truth and practice too strictly formulated becomes old and loses much, if not all of its virtue. Thus, all truth and all practice must be constantly renovated by fresh streams of the spirit, revivifying the dead or dying vehicle and changing it, if it is to acquire new life. So these twists, all of the wringing out that we've done today, that wringing out, that emptying out, the loosening up, that renovation, inviting fresh streams of the spirit, revivifying this vehicle that if we didn't move it, it would be dead or dying, right? We feel that stagnancy. To be perpetually reborn is the condition of a material immortality. To be perpetually reborn, right, through that revivifying, is the condition of a material immortality. So for these last few moments, as you gaze at your spine, and if your arms are tired, you can bring your arms back down alongside your torso. As you gaze at your spine and as you see this inner light, this inner radiance, this inner vibrancy, move this inner vibrancy to any part of your body that still may feel stagnant, not quite as alive as the other places inside. If there are parts of your spine that you cannot see as well as other parts of your spine, send your light, your awareness, your breath to those places. And for just a few more moments, everybody, please use this inner light, this inner radiance, this inner awareness to revivify, to enliven, to resynthesize in a new way. Your spine, your lower back, your middle back, your upper back. And now please keep yourself in Shavasana today. Just bring your hands to your heart center. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.